Board Bites.
My understanding is that apart from Washington, D.C., there are more foreign journalists in Jerusalem than any other place on earth. This access and the transparency that is required by the IDF, by the Israeli government, the hyper-awareness of what is going on in Israel and the hyper-attention that is given to Israel, does this contribute to, unintentionally, the delegitimization of Israel?
Even knowing the high price that Israel is paying for being the most accessed place on earth and too many journalists per capita, I mean the highest rate even more than Washington, then I'm proud about it. I'm proud about it with the price, because Israel is a democracy. But I'll tell you a story of a friend of mine that told me, a foreign journalist who is Israel, he told me, look, we have a lot of conflicts. We have in Somali, we have in Darfur, we have I mean, it's much more complicated over there than what we have here between Israelis and Palestinians. But, look, do I have access to Somali? No. So many people are killed there every week. Do we know something about it? No, we don't know. Why we don't know? Because nobody is going. Now, when I am in Israel, when I live in Jerusalem, I can drive something like 10 minutes, and to see some Palestinian children throwing stones on soldiers. Wow, I have wonderful pictures. 5 minutes after, I'm sitting in the best restaurant. I enjoy my life, while people might think that I'm in the very middle of a battlefield, which I'm not really. So, what do you want me? To go to Darfur? Do I have a 5-star hotel? Do I have a good restaurant? Or in Somali? Or in Pakistan? Or in Afghanistan? There's only one conflict where actually you have a Western kind of life, and being 5 minutes from the clashes that many times we actually directing them ourselves. I mean, it's Israel.
Ben-Dror, does this not then contribute to the problem with foreign reporters focusing on, you know, fairly minor issues such as an apartment building being extended in East Jerusalem and making that into a big international issue rather than focusing on, I suppose, more serious world conflicts?
I want one thing. I want some self-responsibility from the global media. I want them to mention that this is not really the biggest conflict in the world. Because when you focus only on one conflict, then you create a distortion, and that's what's happening many times.